To celebrate Halloween, I, Fafa Bear 8, am proud to present the Magic School Bus in the Haunted Museum, a book about sound. From an episode of the animated TV series produced by Scholastic Productions Incorporated, based on the Magic School Bus books written by Jonah Cole, illustrated by Bruce Diggin. And do you see those music notes up there? It's like Miss Frizzle's class is doing music. In Miss Frizzle's class, we were getting ready for our concert at the Sound Museum. But something was wrong. It was the instrument that Carlos had made. It looked terrific, but as Ralphie said, it sounded ploopy. How could we play concerto for invented instrument with a ploopy sound? Bloop. Did you hear that? That is not music to my ears. Miss Frizzle was the only one who didn't seem worried. She encouraged Carlos by saying, "Just keep asking questions and you'll keep getting answers." Then she hustled us onto the bus. We were late for the dress rehearsal of our concert. We had to get to the Sound Museum in a hurry. During the ride, Carlos worked on his instrument. And I don't think it's getting better, said Dorothy Ann. He needs more time, agreed Tim. That's when the bus began to act strangely. This happens a lot when the Frizz is driving. Are we there yet? Pull-up! Suddenly, the bus overheated. Excuse me. We're stuck, said Phoebe. We missed the dress rehearsal, said Dorothy Ann. I'll pull the bus, cried Miss Frizzle, and you can push it! Bloop! I don't think a Carlos is getting anywhere. Gasp! Neither are we. Oh my goodness. She should have drawn a less heavy bus. While we pushed, Carlos kept working on his instrument. Looked better and better. It sounded worse and worse. Meanwhile, we kept hearing all the spooky sounds. Whoosh! Screech! Creak! Looks like they're getting to the Sound Museum. And look at the top. It looks like it has a giant ear on it. The top. Isn't that crazy? Then we heard a different sound. Miss Frizzle called it mellifluous. It was also coming from the old creepy house. We wanted to get back on the bus, but the Frizz cried, "Take chances! Make mistakes! Egg! Scrag! This place is batty! Our broken down bus is looking better and better." Then she rang the doorbell. Boy, did it sound off! Gong! Bong! Like the doorbell kind of sounds like a church bell. Carlos has heard the amazing sound too. Listen to that. I need to find out what's making that sound, said Carlos. I know I should have stayed home today, Arnold said when the door swung open. Carlos and Miss Frizzle walked right in. The rest of the class followed. Squeak! Eek! I don't want to be a guest in this place. Be my guest. Okay. Excuse me. Hello, called Miss Frizzle. Hello. Her voice echoed back to us. No one greeted us. The door swung shut and it wouldn't open. We were stuck in the house! Here's a phone book, said Dorothy Ann. Maybe we can call for help. But when Dorothy Ann opened the phone book, it rang. The friends opened other books. We heard foghorns, roars, whispers, screams, and some crazy laughter. The books were full with sounds. Bring, bring. You can't judge a book by its cover. At my old school, the books were for reading. We all... Boom! It could be crazy if you get a book with sound effects. I wonder who lives here, said Keisha nervously. Then Miss Frizzle told us about the owner, Professor Cornelia C. Cornelia was a conductor of sounds, she explained. She disappeared about 100 years ago. We weren't surprised. Who would want to live in this house? Excuse me. Class, said the Frizz. This house is actually the Sound Museum. That did surprise us. Especially since the museum was closed for the night and we were all in it. Ooh. We definitely won't have done this in my old school. Let's not do it now either. Let's not do it now either. Blink, blink. We have the whole place to ourselves, said Miss Frizzle. Great, said Carlos. Not everyone was so happy. Ralphie was worried about a Professor Cornelia C. Contratio. I bet she's a ghost. I bet she's a ghost, he said. Maybe she's in the house, making the perfect sound. This was an interesting thought. The house was full of surprising sounds. Creak. Excuse me. I'm not counting on sweet dreams. I should have brought my teddy bear. It was time for bed. The museum just happened to be enough kid-sized beds for everyone. We got way under the covers. Carlos was still thinking about his instrument. So far enough of nothing had approved it. Cornelia, if you're out there, will you help me make this sound right? He called. Sorry. It's just that I'm allergic to fall. We heard that sound again. Someone or something had answered Carlos. He ran in from the room to see what it was. We scrambled after Carlos. Before we could stop him, he had opened the door, and we were in a strange room. Oh, every time we turned around, we saw something different. We ran from a jungle to the mountains. Miss Frizzle was there yodeling. Her yodel bounced from one mountain to the other. It was an echo. Yodelay hee ho! Yodelay hee ho! Once is enough! From there, we tumbled into the giant room. It was full of gigantic musical instruments. Excuse me. Dorothy Ann pulled the string of a harp. The string moved back and forth and made a musical sound. Miss Frizzle said the movement is a vibration. Keisha added, when the strings stop vibrating, the sound stops. Carlos asked, are all the sounds made by something vibrating? It didn't take long to find out. Tim and Phoebe played the drum by making it vibrate. Wanda rang the gong by making it vibrate. That not only heard the sound, they felt it too. Bong! Shake it! I'm all shook up. Then Miss Frizzle rang a giant bell. The vibrations filled the room, and suddenly the wall cracked open. We followed the frizz through the wall and onto a stage. Ding! Crack! Crumble! Sorry. Miss Frizzle gave Carlos some funny-looking glasses. They must have been magic. They let Carlos see sound waves. Sound waves look like the ripples in the pond, he cried. They're circles within circles moving outward. We all put on magic sunglasses. It was fun making sounds and watching the vibrations. The sound waves sounded in one place and moved out in all directions. I don't believe my ears, my eyes, my ears. Miss Frizzle showed us something else. First, she sang a high note. Hotty, 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 hi! The circles came out close together. Next, she sang a low note. Lody, 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 low. The circles were farther apart. Class, said the Frizz. High sounds are made when something vibrates fast. Low sounds are made by something vibrating more slowly. Then Carlos got a really soundproof idea. It doesn't matter how my instrument looks. What matters is how it vibrates. He dashed back to the bedroom. His instrument was gone. Uh-oh, it's gone. Maybe a ghost took it. Maybe out there when they were gone looking for Miss Frizzle. We were nervous. We heard that amazing sound again. Then the lights went out. That sound is coming from that closet door! From the closet door! Cried Dorothy Ann. Carlos opened the door and disappeared. He had fallen into a dodging. That didn't bother the Frizz. She jumped it right in too and shouted, "Follow me, kids!" This seemed like an unsound idea, but she was our teacher. Arrgh! Soon, we were all down together. All there together. Whee! Hey! That's right, it's hey. The sound was bouncing. The sound was bouncing off the walls of the long hallway. We followed the sound waves around the corner to the end of the hall. The sound were coming through a door. Carlos opened it. Inside, we saw someone sitting at an organ. It was Carolina C. Trial the Third. The original Carolina had been her great-grandmother from behind the organ. Cornella pulled out Carlos's instrument. That strikes a familiar note. Carlos knew exactly what to do. He began taking things off the instrument. With so much stuff on it, the instrument can't vibrate the way it needs to, he explained. We gave a terrific concert. Everyone loved the amazing sound from Carlos's invented instrument. Cornella liked them so much, she asked for the instrument. She said no. She said no sound museum was complete without it. She was right. The sound of music at last. Now, a funny phone call. Uh-oh, there's that funny phone ringing again. Who could it be? Hello? I think you're imagining she got away with you in this book. What do you mean? Everything. What do you mean? Everything in the book is true. Well, that doorbell can't be real. Maybe you're right. but it's a good idea. You don't expect readers to believe that books can make all those sounds, do you? You're right. That's make-believe, and you can and really see sound, can you? No, that's why the kids wore magic sunglasses, but everything else in the book is true. What about the ghosts? They aren't really any ghosts. No, of course not. And I don't think the school buses are magical either. No, they're not. But I bet you wish they were. Just use your imagination. That's the end of the story.